Welcome to the Prophecy Club. This one is going to be a short one. We've had several long ones lately. Apologize for that, but unfortunately, I got to say what I got to say. But today, we're going to keep it short. Partly because there wasn't a whole lot in the news, and partly because I had a very busy day. As a matter of fact, it's 9:25 at night when I'm recording this, and typically I get it done by 11, at least 12 o'clock maybe each day. Only I've got some important things to say. One of them is, I'm told I need to tell you, subscribe, click the bell, share with your friends. Now, this Friday, I'm going to be starting a Bible study in a different way. Now, we've been doing it for 3 or 4 weeks by doing it at the church. However, this coming Friday night at 6:30, and that's Central Standard Time, you can go on to any one of these. I shouldn't say the name. Either here or here or here, 6:30 to 8 p.m. CST, live streaming. That means you can go on and ask me questions. It'd be nice if you would be nice about it. Be kind, be a good Christian. But you can ask me questions, and we probably ought to sort of stay to the topic, which is going to be John chapter 16. But if you have other questions, I'd be happy to take those too. And I'm not just teaching Bible prophecy in this. This is actually reading the Bible. Why read the Bible? Because when we watch a commercial, listen to music, we see a movie, we talk to people, we're all swimming in error. We are swimming in a worldview that has been created by the devil over centuries. But by reading the Word of God that is true, it can get us back on track, change our worldview, and help us to understand the way life really is and the walk that we should have. And I've noticed in my life, if I don't continue to read the Bible, then naturally I fall away. I have to continually keep working, memorizing the Bible, reading the Bible to stay on the path. My guess is you're the same type person. So reading the Bible keeps us on the path. I would say even more than church. Okay, so a couple of things to cover today. First of all, headline, Walmart closing a batch of stores. Now, we've heard about this coming. This is further confirmation. Walmart is closing 20 stores in 11 states, including the Chicago area stores. The closures have been announced in recent months, true, we've covered it, and generally include locations that are considered unperforming. The nation's largest retailer is also closing 5 e-commerce fulfillment centers across the U.S. and some of its pickup-only locations. The simplest explanation is, I believe, not exactly the truth. Explanation is that collectively, our Chicago stores have not been profitable. Well, why would that be? Couldn't be because they're having people steal them blind, break in, and all of the, there's so much evil there, you can't do business. That's just a guess. I don't think they're probably really telling us the real reason, which I'll get to. Since we opened the first one nearly 17 years ago, these stores lose tens of millions of dollars a year, and their annual losses nearly doubled in just the last 5 years. The remaining 4 Chicago stores continue to face the same business difficulties, I will say evil. That's the real problem. But there's even more. Difficulties, we think this decision gives us the best chance to help them open and help keep them open and serving the community. Before I go to that next topic there. What do we really think is going on? Okay, so we've had 150 food processing, food making, turkey growing, egg laying, all kinds of cows. Our food source has been under attack for the last 18 months. 150 different growing or producing houses of our food destroyed. In addition to that, we also know that CERN is opening portals, probably, if Vicky Goforth Parnell is really hearing from God, and I believe she is, then it's opening portals, letting demons in. And we have Vicky Goforth Parnell. We have Terry Bennett and also Byron Surley. All three say that we are in the tribulation. Terry Bennett openly comes out and says it was on the Feast of Atonement, which makes sense, October the 5th of 2022. And the most recent dream, I'm trying to get the text of it, from Vicky Goforth Parnell, is another one. You know, you can't make this stuff up that she's coming up with. Another one that says that we probably are in the tribulation. So what is really going on here? I think that this is another way that they're shutting down the nation. Also, look at the train derailments. There's, I don't know what, 10, 12, 15 train derailments in the last 6-8 weeks? Okay, so you have to ask yourself, you mean owners of train companies would deliberately either cause or allow to be caused train derailments? You have to understand these people, their objective is not to make money. They have a printing press. They can steal money. They can extort it. Money is not their objective. Control is not even their objective. Their objective is to force every beating heart on the planet to bend the knee, worship their Antichrist, the beast, and take that mark. And if they have to derail a few trains, or if they have to turn off a few Walmarts and other stores. Also, there's been all kinds of recalls on our food because of slivers of glass or slivers of metal reported, or E. coli reportedly being in our food. What's going on? I just can't. It is too big and too important for me to say that we're in the tribulation until, in my heart, God almost screamed to me. I mean, I do not want to miss that one. In other words, when I say that I believe we're in the tribulation, I want you to really believe it. I want to really, really have some solid evidence. What they're doing, though, is shutting us down. It's more than just the anti-V. It's more than just a bug. They are closing off our food supplies. That's one of the 14 prophecies say that we're going to have a food shortage. You mean a rail company, a train company, would allow or cause their like 250 cars to all derail? I'm just guessing the number. All in the last, 2 months? They would do that? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. You mean Walmart would start closing stores, not because they're losing money, but because they want to start shutting down the nation? Mm-hmm. Remember Walmart? Remember all of the other report here, the last couple of weeks? How many various companies, Google and Walmart and these other companies, laying off people? If you think Walmart is closing these businesses because they're not making enough money, you don't understand. These people, money is not their objective. They have all the money they need. These are the people that rule the world. All of this is a plan from Lucifer. Stan, are you saying that Walmart believes and listens to Lucifer? I don't think that most of the people understand that. And I can't prove even that the top people are. I mean, I'd love to be able to be a fly on the wall and be in some of the meetings. Even if I could, I couldn't come out and say that. I mean, leaves you open to lawsuit. Can't say those kind of things. So I'm not saying anything bad about Walmart. But what I am trying to say is more and more and more it does look like these guys might be right. The guys that say that maybe we are in the tribulation. So what's really going on? They are shutting down society. That's my point today. If I don't make any other points, hear that one point. They are shutting down, and it's not just America. This whole thing with Ukraine and Russia, which now is involving NATO and America and many other countries around it. I told you February 22nd of 2022, when Russia started attacking Ukraine, I told you this is the start of Armageddon. This conflict will continue. The bear will get 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it, and it will continue until Armageddon, until Jesus returns and blows the morning star down and destroys them. Our nation is under attack because our God is not among us. Vicky Goforth Parnell says that we are no longer in the courtroom of heaven, no longer called America. We are now called the Mystery Babylon, right out of Revelation 18, Jeremiah 50, 51, Isaiah 13, 21, and 47. Our nation is under attack because our God, Jesus, no longer has his hand protecting us. So the devil is coming in to kill, steal, and destroy at will. Now that may seem hard to believe, but if you've been following Prophecy Club for a little while, even a skeptic is going to start saying, the man's got some good points here. But for the people that understand where we're going, and he sits in the temple of God showing himself that he is God, they understand that no man can buy or sell save he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. If we understand that, then we have to look at what they're doing. Because the wall that is standing between the Antichrist and us is America. That's the reason in Revelation it says, and she was, how's it go? In her was found the blood of prophets and saints and all that was slain upon the earth. It's talking about America. America is supposed to be the police officer of the world. We are supposed to be that hand that stops the evil out there. But we have ourselves turned evil, and that's the reason we don't have too long. God's going to destroy America. You know, I'm probably not the only one talking about Dimitri Duduman, but I'm one of the only ones. Try to imagine what is going to happen the day after the bombs hit America. I've been telling people since 1987 that Russia's going to attack and defeat us in 1 day and 1 hour. I've been laughed at, ridiculed, mocked. People talk bad about me behind my back, sometimes even to my face. Can't give up. I can't back up on this rapture thing either. I think the rapture, maybe I should even make a whole program on that. The rapture is probably one of the devil's best lies. It's probably going to cause more people to fall away than any other single thing I can think of. Because all of those people, little bitty boys and girls, all the way up to old men and women, believe that Jesus is going to return in the sky, suck them in the sky, so they don't have to go through any trouble. So what are they going to do when an earthquake hits? Suitcase nukes go off. Food shortage. What are they going to do when there is no food? There is no clean water. They're going to look up at the sky and say, you lied to me. And Jesus is going to look down and say, no, I didn't. I never said it was going to happen. I never said it was going to protect you from all tests. As a matter of fact, those that I love, I chasten. So what he was really saying is, I told you, no, there is not a way you are going to avoid testing, because he gives to every man according as his work shall be. Those people that believe that they're going to get sucked in the air pretty much don't work. I don't read my Bible. I don't have to go to church. I don't have to know about this Bible prophecy, because Jesus is going to come in the sky and suck me up in the air, and I don't have to go through any testing. Now, let's go on. Mexican, while being arrested for catalytic converter theft, tells the cops the Russians and Chinese are coming for you soon. Maybe this guy knows something that maybe we should be listening to. Maybe it's confirmation of what God has been telling us now for many years. Linwood, Washington police officers were called to a suspicious circumstance. An officer arrives and initiates contact with a man under a truck, apparently stealing a catalytic converter. I'm telling you, these people coming across our border, when they come across illegally, they already broke one law, and so they aren't going to respect our laws or our police officers or our pretty little daughters. They're going to come to kill, steal, rape, and destroy. Initiates contact with a man under a truck, apparently stealing a catalytic converter. Then things get very interesting. The officer immediately orders the man out from under the truck, The individual claims it's his friend's truck and is going to be towed. The officer asks for identification, but the man tells the officer he doesn't have it. The individual admits to the officer he was actually going to steal the catalytic converter. At that point, he walks away from the officer towards the vehicle. The man disobeyed the officer's commands to stop and forces the officer to go hands-on. The man resists arrest as other officers respond to assist taking him into custody. Now, here's the point. While being arrested, the man tells cops, "The Russians are coming for you soon." Okay, why would someone do that when they're about to be arrested? In other words, I think it was on his heart. I think he already knows some stuff, and it might be that he didn't get this from other illegal aliens that he's standing in line with. It might be that, just like we've been talking about here for a while, these people that are coming across the border, many of them, they're not single moms or they're not mommies with their little children looking for jobs. They're military-age men given cell phones. As I've been talking about, I think that they'll get a phone call that says, show up here, take this bomb or take this bullet or take this something and go do damage if you want to stay in America. In other words, it's the way the devil can get pre-positioned, armed people that don't like America in to destroy our nation. The man resisted arrest. While being arrested, the cops say, he says, "The Russians are coming for you soon." Then he says, "America is a bitch," and repeats, "The Russians and the Chinese are coming for you soon." Who would say that? The only reason they would say that is because it just kind of blurted out. Have you ever had something on your heart and all of a sudden it just popped out of your mouth because it's on your heart? But if you've really taken just a second, you wouldn't have said that? That's kind of what happened here. The man apparently had this on his heart, and in the scuffle, it just pops out. Tells the truth. The individual is patted down for weapons, and at that point, he begins to resist again. Officers walk him to another patrol car where he's seated in the vehicle and begin to conduct an investigation. The officers walk around the vehicle to discuss the crime. During the course of the investigation, officers determine that the man has been stripping the truck. Okay, that's what they do. They're not just trying to strip trucks. They're trying to strip our nation and probably our women too. The officers finish up their investigation and transport the man to jail. Now, this is Hal Turner's observation. For many years, those who keep abreast of the illegal aliens coming into the U.S. have observed that most of the males are military age and very fit. In other words, they are prepared to be soldiers, maybe even already trained. Those observers have wondered aloud if these invaders are actually foreign military being sent into the U.S. to be pre-positioned to harm us, I think so, from within once hostile nations. This video, which I'm not going to show, quite accidentally confirmed that. The guy is being arrested for stealing catalytic converters. Why would he tell cops the Russians are coming, or the Russians, the Chinese are coming? Why would he say that? Because on his heart. And the other thing he said is America's a bitch. That tells you that these, presumably, but not certain, illegal aliens aren't coming here for freedom or for love of America. Nope. They clearly seem, he says to me, to have some other agenda. It now seems quite possible to me that these men, and maybe women too, are being sent from foreign military to be pre-positioned to harm us from within. I think he's right. We've been talking about this. We just got further confirmation. Now, here's further confirmation. Headline, Spring Freeze Hits Northeast, Crops Being Killed. We've been talking about this. Okay, so in one place there's a drought when there needs to be rain. Another place there's rain when it's harvest time and there needs to be dryness. Another place there's supreme cold when it needs to be hot or hot when it needs to be cold. All of this can be accomplished by scalar wave. They send one signal eastwise, another signal down from the north. When those signals meet, they can cause large areas of the atmosphere to become super hot or super cold. They can cause tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, droughts, and climate change. We've got to get rid of our gasoline cars. We got to get rid of our Freon in our air conditioners because it's destroying the ozone. It's causing all of this climate change. We got to get rid of people. We got to get rid of people. We got to get rid of people. That's where they're really going with it. Spring freeze hits Northeast, not just the last thing. So, this is sort of short today, but I think I made a very important point. That point is, our nation no longer has the hand of the Lord on us, protecting us, guiding us, directing us. Consequently, the devil is able to come in to kill, steal, and destroy. I beg you, ask Jesus to forgive your sins, come into your heart, be your God. Ask the Lord to show you what you need to do to get prepared. As a matter of fact, here's some steps we recommend for preparation. Let's talk about Joseph's Kitchen. I actually cooked this loaf of bread you're seeing here. Takes me about 10 minutes to put the ingredients together, put it into a bread machine, push a button, 2 hours, 20 minutes later, I get a loaf of bread out like that. Now, if you cut that loaf of bread that weighs about 3 pounds, the loaves you get in the store have most of the good stuff removed. The loaves you get in the store are about a pound. That's 3 pounds because it's got the good stuff still in it. Cut that into 14 slices, and if I eat a slice in the morning and the afternoon, I'm satisfied. So on that basis, one loaf can sustain, I didn't say it's everything we want, can sustain one person for a week. Based upon that, it'll get you excellent nutrition. It tastes good, long storage life, 10 minutes to combine the ingredients, 2 hours, 20 minutes to make it. Other wheat that you order arrives in paper bags, which means bugs, rice, humidity can get a hold of it and ruin it. But at Joseph's Kitchen, they send it out in 100 mil thick buckets. Gives you long shelf life. It's stackable. There's some nitrogen infuses that hopefully gives it much longer shelf life, kills bugs and things like that. Easily resealable, keep in a climate-controlled area. And they have it in stock. This is a picture, an actual picture of part of the warehouse. Here's another picture of these. Actually, each one of those boxes holds 2,500 pounds of wheat. And I think they've got 54 of those boxes, a bunch of them. So Joseph's Kitchen can ship it to you right now. You go to most of these places, they say out of stock. So here's what you want to do. Everybody needs to get a machine package. These are the things that you need to grind the wheat berries. Put them into a grinder. 30 seconds later, you have flour. You put that into the bread machine along with 6 other ingredients. Push a button. 2 hours, 20 minutes later, you have a nice hot loaf of whole wheat bread. Then you have to decide how much food you want. You want food 2 people 1 year, 4 people 1 year, 6 people 1 year. And if you want to make certain you have it when the electricity goes down, you can also get yourself a solar generator, all at josephskitchen.com. josephskitchen.com. Terry Saka with CornerstoneAssetMetals.com. So what's going on in the world of finances? Why should they call today?
Well, China has laid out in a speech a few weeks ago exactly what they think of the United States. I haven't seen that in my 55 years. With China and Russia forming these reserve currencies, new reserve currency, we better be prepared because that dollar is going to be in deep trouble and we're going to need assets to protect us from it.
CornerstoneAssetMetals.com. Call them or go online, CornerstoneAssetMetals.com, or call them at 888-747-3309. 888-747-3309. I am having another Level 2. Level 2 School of the Watchmen's Conference, and I'm calling this a teacher's course. It's going to be September 15 and 16. You can go to prophecyclub.com, and it'll tell you all of the details about it. And it gives you all of the requirements. I'll let you read that online. However, the big question is you're going to be saying, well, what's the difference between Level 1 and Level 2? Well, lots. Level 1 was primarily reading through most of the book of Revelation and teaching it. That's not be Level 2. Yes, we will do some reading. But this one is designed to make you a teacher of Bible prophecy, which, by the way, our office wants to know if you went through level 1, and if you have taught or have been invited to teach from the book of Revelation, and you went through level 1, send me an email. I'd like to know that. I know there's been at least one. I think there's 2, maybe more. Anyway, I'd like to know. So level 2 is to teach you to the point to where you can be qualified to actually teach the book of Revelation. Now, I can tell you right up front, we're going to have a level 3, God willing. And in that one, I'm going to require people to memorize the book of Revelation to come to level 3. And so there's going to be 1 year's difference between level 2 and level 3. It took me a year to memorize it, so I figure it'll take you a year to memorize it. Some of you may even faster. So go to prophecyclub.com and it'll give you all the details, tells you all about some of the difficult questions and things like that we're going to cover in level 2. Level 2 is going to get you real close to being a qualified teacher of Revelation. But by the time you get through level 3, having memorized the book, pastor's going to listen to you. And that's where we're going with this. Also, I'd recommend you go and get yourself a Berkey water filter. And yes, we do have Berkeys all in stock now. Also, we have potassium iodate pills, which are what you take inside of once a radioactive unit has happened in your area. As far as Berkey water filters, this is one thing you want to be sure to do is get some extra filters. This is the minimum most people will get is this one right here. I get the Crown Berkey right here. This is the one I have, this one I use. And I have about 8 extra filters with me too, because if you're using clean water, they'll last a year or 2. But if you're using rainwater or muddy water, then they clog up a whole lot faster. So you want to have some extra filters. Next is, I'll send you to EMPShield.com. If you use the promo word prophecy, you get a $50 discount. What is that? Well, it looks like this. This is the one that goes into a car, okay? And you put the red wire to the red side of the battery, you put the black wire to the black side of the battery, and the green one attaches to the body of the car. Then you peel it off right back here. Just peel that off, stick it inside of the engine compartment of your car. And the whole point is when the electricity goes off or when some kind of a suitcase nuclear device goes off, this is supposed to be able to stop that device from destroying every computer chip in your car. Because if every computer chip is destroyed in your car these days, you couldn't possibly replace them all. Throw the car away. So, EMPShield.com, promo code PROPHECY.